Hello and welcome to today's video. It is the second weekend of the Battlefield 6 beta. There's some new challenges, some new modes, some new maps. I think it's just one new map, actually. I played the first weekend. Phenomenal. I'm excited for this game. I can't wait for it to be out. It's been a long time since we've had a solid Battlefield launch. I've actually never seen a solid Battlefield launch. I mean, I guess Battlefield 1, but I didn't really play it at launch. I played, I think, a month or two after it came out. I got it after the new year, I think, or maybe just before Christmas. I think I got it for Christmas, actually. That was in 2016, though. So it's been, 9 years since a Battlefield game with a solid launch, and I'm ready for it. It's looking like they're gonna get it tightened up. They've got a few months to fix the few bugs that I've seen. Mostly it's just been visual stuff. I haven't seen too many gameplay bugs, so that's good. It's looking like this'll be the return that everyone wanted. At least all the fans of the first-person shooter genre. It's been getting kinda tired with Call of Duty every year. Anyways, there's some new challenges, as well as the modes. First week, I did all the challenges, grinded them out, played with a few buddies. Second week, capture flags, kills and assists, sectors captured. I think I'll be playing Breakthrough, that way I can get these two at the same time. Yeah, I guess let's just get into it. Let's look for a Breakthrough game. Wherever one might be. Custom? Okay. Just search for Breakthrough. This is new. They didn't have this in the first week. That's interesting. Let's see if there's anyone playing Breakthrough. If enough people know that that's a feature. I mean, looks like it. I'm gonna be trying out all 4 classes. Just giving them a shot in this video here. I'm sure someone will appreciate that, seeing every class get played. Empire State, new map, okay. Haven't played this one. Just go with Assault. I don't think I've tried very many of the assault rifles, actually. I think I've only used this one. Try this G36 thing. See how that goes. Just default attachments. Alright. Looks like they might have reset the gadgets. So I don't remember having the shotgun equipped last week. Can't really see through the smoke here, but I mean, it's gotta kill anyways. Shout out to spotting enemies. Not really sure what I'm looking at, I'll be honest. Uh-oh. Yeah. I mean, it'll happen. Let's see if I get to revive. Medic looks like he might be reviving people, I'm not sure though. I mean, I have to fix my class anyways, so I'm not really upset if I don't get revived. I'll just wait it out. We'll see what happens. No revive. That's fine. I didn't really pay attention to, like, the dates of the beta, so I was actually surprised to find that it was out today. I'm recording this on the 14th. I think I should be able to edit and upload the video by the end of today, so it should go up by the end of the 14th at least. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be like just a Saturday and Sunday 2-day thing, because I saw that the rewards for this beta weekend were much fewer than last weekend. So I was thinking, you know, it was going to be a shorter one. But no, it looks like it's just full length again, 4 days. No early access, though. I mean, I participated in the early access because I participated in Battlefield Labs, and this is one of the maps that was not in Labs, or at least I didn't get to play it. I don't think it was in any of the tests. Saw an enemy here. Not sure where he went. Oh, there he is. Almost got him. I gotta warm up. You know, it's been a week. I'm gonna warm up a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna get the revive here. Do want to put on a maybe shorter scope. Go with irons. The challenge is for capturing objectives, but, I mean, we're on defense, so it's gonna be kind of hard to do. I might end up switching to conquest later, just so I can get that objective done. I do want the skins, as much as, like, skins in games aren't super appealing to me. I mean, these ones are free. I'm gonna go for them. Also, it's something to do, the challenges. That was just batting. I gotta get used to it. Lots of stuns there. You know, just a little bit of grenade launcher spam. This is fine. Man, Battlefield 3 and 4 were terrible for grenade spam. Recently I was playing, I think it was 4. I was just spamming grenade launchers on Operation Metro in Battlefield 4, and that was something else. I didn't realize how broken it is to just have like an ammo bag next to you and spam grenades. Most of the time in Battlefield 4 I would play Engineer, and it wouldn't really matter what map I was playing on. That is the gameplay that I enjoy, is the Engineer class. So that's what I spent most of my time doing. So like on Metro, Engineer's kind of just useless. I mean, you have, like, the EOD bot and rocket launchers, but that's kind of it. I guess you can run at people with the repair tool if you want. That's always fun to do. But, where am I getting shot at, bro? It looks like he's right here on the map. Okay, he's in the bush. Alright. I did not see him. Maybe he was on the screen. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I spent most of my time playing as Engineer, so I didn't really use the grenade launchers a whole lot. I played Assault for, like, a decent amount. Not too long, though. And, I mean, I had the grenade launchers on. But I never used it on Metro. And I definitely never sat at the top of a staircase blasting grenades down the stairs. I think I got like 40 kills or something with just grenades, which was insane. This game, I don't think you can quite do that, because it takes a little bit longer to get the grenades back, it looks like. But, you know, the grenade launchers are still grenade launchers. That's how they're gonna feel. And they have this new thermobaric one, which I don't think has ever been in a Battlefield game. I've played every Battlefield since 3. 3 was the first one I played, but I also played Bad Company 1 and 2 after that. I just never really played the multiplayer. I think I got into like 2 or 3 matches in Bad Company 2, but that was like, I think it was like 2019 or something when I started playing, so. I liked the campaigns though, they were fun. One thing I do hope they add, or, I mean, maybe it's already in the game and I just haven't seen it as an option, but I do hope they add a option to automatically hold for revive, because my, like, biggest issue is I keep forgetting that that's a feature, that I have to, like, slow down my bleeding out by holding a button, So I just end up bleeding out when I could probably get revived. Like right now. If I wasn't thinking about it, I probably wouldn't have held the button. Oh, and I almost got revived. It was a good try from that teammate.
They're in here.
Oh.
They're in this room.
They are in this room.
They're holding shit.
Unfortunately, nobody is near him. I would talk in game chat, but with how my setup is right now, I can't. So that guy will just have to talk to himself. I really wish I could talk in game chat, though. I just can't do the whole recording thing if I'm doing that. I want to figure out a way to. Oh, thermobaric grenade. Yeah, so with the way that grenade works, I mean, they might want to rework it, because it does seem a little bit overpowered. Unless there's something I'm missing about it. It seems that when you get hit by it, it just... It does a little bit of damage. Like, not a little bit, but... On hit, it does like 40 damage, and then over time, it does an additional like 50, it looks like, from the burn damage. And you can escape the burn damage, but the effect of the grenade while you're in the like burning cloud makes it so that you have a extremely reduced movement speed. And that is a huge debuff. Like, it's very difficult to escape the cloud if you get shot, like, right in the feet with the grenade. I feel like it should be, like, maybe more of, like, an area denial thing. Like, it would be kind of cool if it lasted a little bit longer and maybe did less damage. Like, it could keep the movement debuff, but maybe it only does, like, a total of 70 damage instead of 90 if you stay in the cloud. Like, I still think that would be a strong gadget. I mean, the way it is now, though, it's still fine. It feels really good to use. I'm just concerned that maybe it's a little bit overpowered. The way it is right now. Oh, I just got myself with it there. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's a lot of damage. Like, I don't think I got hit there other than by my own grenade. And it still did, like, 90 damage. From that far away. I wasn't even right next to it when it got me. See if I can get that guy by that truck. Oops, I missed it. Not doing too bad right now. I am getting used to the aiming. I play a decent amount of PC games now, so it's always different to move back to controller. I'm a console guy, though. Like, I grew up playing Xbox 360. I bought myself an Xbox One in, like, 2016. Or end of 2015. So I grew up on a console with a controller in my hands. Never really played on keyboard and mouse until probably 2017, I think. And my first game was, like, TF2. Like, I played TF2 for a bit because I had a friend in high school who liked it. So we played a few games together. But, you know, I didn't have my own PC at the time. So I was just kind of using the family PC, and it wasn't like a gaming PC or anything. It was just a work PC that happened to be able to play like TF2, a game from like 2008. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit later, I think like 2019-ish, I would have had a laptop that my brother gave me. So I played, like, Siege, I think, on the laptop. Good win. 16-3 is not bad. I just didn't really get to play too much of the objective since we won. And we were on defending. But yeah, I played, like, a bit of Siege, and I think I played a little bit of Overwatch on PC, but I, again, mainly just stuck to Xbox. Within the last, like, 2 years, I've played probably 50% of each. I think I'm slightly leaning to PC a little bit more, just because, I mean, there haven't really been too many new games that I'm super interested in. Like, I played COD on on Xbox. I played Black Ops 6. But the problem with, like, live service games is that there's content for, like, every few months. You get a little bit of content. You play the game for, like, a week, and it's fun, and everything's cool. And then that content runs out, and you experience everything there is, and you're like, oh, great, okay, well, I can still just play the game, right? And yeah, you can play the game, and the game's still fun, but it feels like a lot of their development effort goes to things that make them money. So you have these limited time modes, which are all just like corporate crossovers of random IPs getting put into the game. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if I was like a child, it would be cool to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a video game. And don't get me wrong, it's still, like, kind of funny that it's there as an option for a skin. But I don't want it to be the content. Like, I want to have new content that isn't a corporate crossover. Oh, I killed him, though. I wasn't expecting a tank to run into me. Maybe that's a sign I need to try a different class for this match. I'll go with Engineer this time. Because I think Empire State doesn't have any vehicles. So, let's go with Engineer. I'll try out a little UI bug. Couldn't select a thing. Try out an SMG. Now, I played Engineer a whole lot last weekend, so I got both of the SMGs to max rank. I'm just going to use the MP7. I've got, like, a really stupid setup on this thing, but honestly, it's working. Like, it works for some reason. I'll show you what I mean when I spawn in here. So, this is an MP7. If there's a weapon inspect, I don't know about it. You know, 5.5 times zoom, canted iron sight, green laser, suppressor. I think I'm running the mag catch, which makes reload speed faster. I don't know if I have, like, a grip on. I think I'm running the ammo type that does more headshot damage. But this gun has surprisingly decent viability at, like, medium to long range. You'd think it would be pretty garbage because it's an SMG, but as long as you're patient and you don't mind, you know, not just holding the trigger down, you can, I mean, 67 on someone that far away, you can do quite a bit of damage. I've gotten plenty of kills close to 100 meters, which is honestly probably further than the 100 meters, way outside of this gun's, like, effective range. But it just goes to show, you can play the game however you want. Like, I don't think meta builds for weapons and, like, gadgets and whatever, I don't think they're good for the game. I don't like all of the content creators that are like, here's the gun you should be using, and if you're not using this gun, you're playing the game wrong. Like, I don't like those people. I think you should pick whatever you want and just have fun. Like, just play the game you want to. Don't listen to someone else tell you how to play the game. Use whatever gun you want, use whatever attachments you want, make it fun. Like, don't just play someone else's game. Now, it's fine if there's, like, a preferred weapon of the community. I just don't like when there's, like, people being like, use this gun because it's the best one in the game. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear, hey, stop playing the game to its full potential and instead put yourself on a rail and only play it the way I want you to play it. It's just silly. It's a video game. Have fun. Make your own fun. Play it the way you want to. Honestly, I don't know why I just shot at a wall. I wasn't really thinking. There's enemies outside. On the street. Oh, that's a tank. Now, I did see an enemy here. I was right. There were 2 enemies. Third one. Not bad. Triple kill. That tank has blown up the side of the building. Man, this game... It did most of what everyone could have asked for from a Battlefield game. Sure, there's a few things, like... I don't know, I know some people are unhappy with the movement. Personally, I think the movement's great. I like the way it feels. I've heard people call it floaty. I'm not really sure what people mean by that. I mean, it's slow, but I feel like the movement's pretty responsive. Maybe it feels different on a keyboard and mouse since you don't get, like, the full range of motion that you do on a thumbstick, as far as, like, movement goes. But I don't know, it's everything I wanted. Like, it's a nice, slow-paced, grounded-feeling movement. You don't feel like you're going way too fast. I mean, you still have, like, the advanced movement of, like, sliding. I don't really care whether it's in the game or not. Because it's in the game, I'm going to use it. But you've also got... oh, okay. You've also got the crouch sprint from Battlefield 5. You've got the combat roll when you fall from a height that's like that would cause you damage. You can combat roll out of it to stop you from taking damage. Also from Battlefield 5. I think those features are great. They're not like super useful. They're pretty niche, but you know, when you get to use them, it feels rewarding to crouch sprint so that you can avoid detection or like stay in cover, and also to roll out of a fall that would have maybe hurt you, and then you get to stand up and kill a few enemies that, you know, now you have more health, so you have a better chance at killing them without dying. Like, it feels good, and I don't really know why they took it out after Battlefield 5, like why it wasn't in 2042. 2042 had its own issues. I personally liked the game. I thought it was worth playing. I thought it was worth the money I spent on it. I played it for hundreds of hours. I really did enjoy it. I again, played mostly engineer, so I was just sitting there shooting at vehicles most of the time. That's where I get my fun in a Battlefield game. I love taking out vehicles. It feels so rewarding. Like, how much money is the U.S. military spending on tanks? It's gotta be hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Like, for one tank? I mean, maybe just, like, a few million for a tank? I don't know how high-tech they are. I know that the, like, B-2 bomber, which is my favorite, like, aerial vehicle of all time. I love the way it looks. Big flying, like, Dorito bat thing. I love those things. I think that thing's like $2.2 billion or something to make one, which is insane. That's just the amount of money the military spends on vehicles. But, like, in Battlefield, you can just be a normal soldier guy and cost whatever military millions of dollars in damage with a missile launcher, and I think that's funny. Like, I like the idea of, I just set back a bunch of taxpayers by blowing up a vehicle. Like, that's funny to me. So I like my engineer gameplay. I played a lot of 2042. I didn't mind how engineers worked in that game. The RPG that they added later in the game's life cycle, which, I mean, you know, they probably could have had it at launch. That's another story. The game was missing a lot of things at launch. It was kind of the worst launch that they've ever had, I think. I mean, I wasn't there for the Battlefield 4 launch, but I'd imagine it's worse than that. The Battlefield 5 launch, to my knowledge, was only bad because of the lack of content and the trailer that they put out before the game launched. A lot of people didn't like it because it was, like, historically inaccurate or whatever, but I don't care, man. Just make the game fun. Like, it doesn't have to be a milsim. It doesn't have to be super historically accurate. I think the thing people were complaining about was, like, one of the characters in the trailer had a prosthetic arm. but it was like a hook. Like, it wasn't even really a... Like, it wasn't like futuristic prosthetics or anything. It looked like it could have been, like, period accurate, but... Again, people don't like seeing that in their games. I mean, how realistic is it that a soldier would have been put on the battlefield with a prosthetic arm at that time? Probably not in the front lines, at least. So, like, it doesn't really make that much sense that it's in the game. I'm not defending it, like, being there, but... I don't know, it's not like that ruins the game. And then, I think the game had time to kill issues. I remember, since that's one of the games that I played at launch, I remember the time to kill being changed a few times, I think. Like, at first it was too fast, and then it was too slow, and then they, like, tweaked it until they got it just right. So it took a few tries for them to get the time to kill right. But 2042 just had its own things. Not enough content at launch, not enough weapons at launch to make it interesting. There wasn't really a whole lot that you could do as far as, like, progression goes. Like, you had your, like, tier challenges and, like, weapon attachments, but there weren't, like... It didn't feel rewarding. Like, playing the game didn't feel super rewarding. There were only, I think, 2 skins that you could earn from just using attachments. Or, sorry, using the weapons. Decent game. We win again. I don't know how I performed that game. I feel like I was talking a lot, not really thinking. 10 and 8. Not terrible. But yeah, 2042 had its own problems. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself back on track here. It was a terrible launch. Objectively bad. I'm not defending the game at launch, but they kind of pulled things together a few months into the game's life cycle. I think they made it worth playing and purchasing about a year in, which is way too long for any game to be worth purchasing. It should be worth purchasing day one. But the effort of, like, making it better says a lot. I mean, the development team, I'm sure they didn't want to release the game when they did. Publishers kind of forced that onto people, and I mean, it sucks that you can have a team working super hard on a game, and they're forced to put it out before it's ready, and then that team has to suffer, and people have to name call and say that the whole franchise is dead because they keep getting forced to release games early. It's frustrating, especially because I really enjoy the franchise. Ever since I started playing Battlefield 4, which that was really the first game I played a lot of, like the first Battlefield game I played a lot of. I played 3, but I only played a few hours of it. I was pretty young when it came out. But by Battlefield 4, I was able to, like, fully appreciate the game and actually get interested in playing it. So I played a lot of it. And ever since then, that's been my go-to shooter game. Like, Call of Duty, I've played almost every single COD game. I think I've played every COD game except for the first 2. And just in the last, like, 6 years, they feel so samey. Like, don't get me wrong, it's always been a military shooter. Like, Call of Duty has always been, like, a military arcade shooter. It's been goofy, it's been, like, not realistic. You can do whatever you want. It's supposed to not be super realistic, and it's supposed to be casual. And a criticism that I've always heard from, like, older people, older than myself, not, like, geriatric or anything, but, you know, parents, like, aunts, uncles, whatever, they've always said, like, oh, Call of Duty is the same game every year. It always looks the exact same. And I used to disagree. I think that the run of, like, Modern Warfare 1, like, COD 4, the run of that game up until Black Ops... Honestly, Black Ops 4. All of those games feel pretty unique from each other. I mean, they all have similarities, right? They're Call of Duty games, but they felt unique enough to justify, like, buying the game every year. I think ever since Modern Warfare 2019, the games have kind of blended together and just felt like the same game every year. And I'm sure there's still an audience, and people still really, really like the way that... I don't know why I swapped weapons there. People still really, really like the way that the games are. I've heard that people really enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019. That was a lot of people's favorite Call of Duty game. In my opinion, it was too campy. Like, not campy like the... I think, what, people use that for, like, cliche. It was too campy as in, like, people didn't move around. Like, it felt like people were just standing in corners the entire game. And I'm a person who likes moving around. I'm not, like, what do they call them, movement demons? I'm not one of those. I know I'm not one of those. I'd never want to be one of those. Nothing against people who are good at games, but that's just not the gameplay I want. Oh my god, I got saved. I was not ready to be saved. Aw. That's just not what I want to be. I've never really enjoyed games with, like, super advanced movement. But I also didn't like how people just weren't moving in 2019. Like, that's just how it felt for me. And maybe it was just the lobbies I was in, because I know that's when they started heavily using skill-based matchmaking. Which, that's a whole other story. I heavily disagree with skill-based matchmaking. Maybe I'll talk about that in a minute. But, staying on track. Modern Warfare 2019 just wasn't it for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the maps. I think the map design was extremely unstructured. Like, very, very open. I hated that. I think Call of Duty maps need structure. I like the 3-lane in COD. Like, the 3-lane map design. I think that's always been the way it should be. But they kind of stopped doing that in Modern Warfare 2019. They brought it back for a few maps, but most of the maps in 2019 were very open. I did not like them at all. Namely, Piccadilly Circus, the worst map I think I've ever played from any COD game. Hated that one. Those who've played the game, I don't know, maybe some of you enjoy it. I hated it. I kind of just hated the entire game. I didn't find it fun. But lots of people say that's their favorite COD, and that's okay. Maybe I'm just growing out of that type of gameplay. That's fine too. Everybody grows and changes with time. Like, it's not a big deal. The game's not for me anymore, that's fine. But with more COD releases and less Battlefield releases, you kind of hope that you get a COD game that you enjoy and that caters to the type of player that you are. That just never happened for me. I played Cold War because it had fun zombies. Like, I like the zombies mode in COD games. That's really the only reason I play COD games now, is for the zombies mode. But, I don't know. It doesn't scratch the same itch that a multiplayer mode does, where you feel like you're competing for something. I'm not hyper-competitive, but I like doing well in games. Like, I like winning. I'm sure everyone likes winning. I'm not hyper-competitive, though. I'm not gonna, like, train super hard to get better at the game. I'm just gonna play it and have fun. And if I get better, that's cool. If I don't get better, I'll find a new way to make fun. Like in Battlefield, you don't have to be super good at getting kills in order to enjoy the game. You can play a class role that doesn't involve getting kills, like the support or the engineer. Or even recon if you're spotting people. Like, me and my buddy in 2042, he would use the SOFLAM and Rao, one of the operators, his ability to hack vehicles so that I could shoot at them. And he's not bad at the game either. It's just like, that's a example of how you could play the game without getting kills and still have fun. And, I don't know, that's still enjoyable. Like, there's still gameplay for people who aren't super good at first-person shooters. My girlfriend, she is pretty good sometimes. Like, she's got really good instinct for aiming and stuff. But she didn't grow up playing games. You can only expect someone who's only ever played games for maybe like 1,000 hours total. Which is still a lot of time, but throughout your entire life, if you grow up playing games, you've probably easily put in, like, I don't know, by the time you're 30, maybe 100,000 hours into playing games. There are people who've played one game for 10,000 hours. Like, you can put in 100,000 hours casually by the time you're like 30 years old. I'm 21 right now. I've probably put in like 50,000 hours. I don't know, maybe less. I know I've put in like a few thousand on just GTA Online, or like maybe 1,000 on just GTA Online. That's because that's like one of the only games I played when it was like big in 2013 to like 2017. Like, that was it. It was just GTA Online every day for the entire summer. Off of school, just playing that game. But, you know, you can spend a lot of time playing games and get better at games just from playing. Or you can naturally be good at understanding a game, and it doesn't really matter how long you play it. There's a guy right around the corner. I think someone got him. You can naturally be good at playing a game just from understanding the mechanics, like the way your brain works. Or you can play for a game forever and just not really care to improve, so you're just doing things that make you happy. There's a playstyle for everyone in Battlefield, I think. Call of Duty, it's much more restrictive. All you can do is kill enemies and die. Like, you don't really have the other gameplay options of, like, oh, I want to spot people, I want to help my team get kills. Like, you can't really do that without getting kills yourself. So it's hard. I'm gonna swap to support, because I feel like I've played engineer for very long, and haven't really thought about it until now. So we're gonna throw in support. I'm gonna use the EBR. We'll see how it goes. Anyways. Playstyle for everyone in Battlefield. That's why I love the game. I don't think Call of Duty has the same appeal, because it's roughly the same gameplay experience match to match. Kill enemies or die. With skill-based matchmaking, I'm going to talk about it now. With skill-based matchmaking, you don't have the incentive to get better at killing enemies or dying. You have the... You experience the game the way that your skill level is naturally. And if an enemy is better than you, he will kill you. And if he's worse than you, you will kill him. If there isn't skill-based matchmaking, which there wasn't prior to Modern Warfare 2019, to my knowledge, at least that's the way it seemed, unless you're playing like a competitive mode, and I think Black Ops 2 had competitive. Unless you're playing competitive mode, you're playing against a random pool of players of different, varying skill levels. When I was growing up, I sucked at Call of Duty. I was terrible. My KD was like 0.6, which, not to like say anyone with that KD is bad at the game, but, I mean, I know I was bad. I know I sucked compared to what I am now, like how good I am at the game now. That's a bad example. Don't look at that. I'm gonna throw a smoke grenade and run away and reload. Anyways, I was bad at the game. That's my point. I was terrible. I got better, though, because without skill-based matchmaking, it was putting me against people who were way better than me. Again, I was a child. But it was putting me against people who were way better than me. I had no right doing better than them as, like, a 10-year-old kid. I was playing COD way before I should have, probably. But, you know, I turned out fine. I didn't grow up doing violence to random people, so that's saying something. Skill-based matchmaking makes it so that you play against people who are the same skill level as you, though. Roughly the same skill level. And I think that's detrimental to, like, the improvement process of, like, playing a video game. Because if you're the same skill as everyone in your lobby, you're gonna have a hard time, an equally hard time, killing any other player. Which means, if you are not as good at the game, you're gonna have the same difficulty to scale of your skill level as someone who is much, much better than you, objectively better than you, at the game, you're going to have the same difficulty killing enemies, respective to your skill level, as a person who's better. And that's fine for competitive scenes. I think you should be struggling to kill any enemy you're facing in competitive when there's an incentive, when there's a reward to play competitively, or even just a different game mode for people who want to play competitively. There should be a difficulty to kill enemies. But if I'm hopping in the game and I just want to be casual and I just want to casually play the game, I want to have some games where I'm top of the leaderboard, I'm stomping on the enemy, and I want to have other games where I'm bottom of the leaderboard, getting stomped on. I want both sides so that I can personally improve, so that I can get better at whatever I'm doing. If there's skill-based matchmaking in the game, I'm never going to get better, because I'm just going to have the exact same difficulty killing each enemy, and then I'm just going to think the game is stale, because there's never an incentive to improve or get better at the game, because everybody's going to feel the same to kill permanently. I don't know, that's my opinion though. That's the way I see video games. I understand if there's people who are die-hard skill-based matchmaking fans. I get it. You want the game to always feel fair. I don't. I think part of video games is experiencing it with other players, especially for shooter games. And if everyone's the exact same skill level, it never feels different. Like, the game always feels the same, and I just didn't like that. Every match, I was like mid to top of the leaderboard in my matches, but everybody's roughly the same, ideally, with skill-based matchmaking. Some games there'd be an anomaly where I'd have someone on my team who has 3 kills and 30 deaths, and everybody on their team would have a greater number of kills than deaths. How does skill-based matchmaking allow for this to happen? I don't know. I don't know how the system works. It doesn't work well, in my opinion. Otherwise, that wouldn't ever happen. But it just feels like that type of game where you are the same skill level as the enemy just doesn't feel as rewarding as when an enemy has the potential to completely stomp on you every single match until you leave the lobby. I think that's more fun, personally. I think that fosters improvement at a video game. And I think another problem is in Call of Duty, the way that the lobbies worked is prior to Modern Warfare 2019. The lobby that you join as soon as you matchmake is the lobby that you stay in until you go back to the main menu. The way that it works now is that when you matchmake, it puts you in a lobby, but once that game finishes, it matchmakes again. So it doesn't keep you in that same lobby. It puts you with new players every time if there's enough people playing the game. And enough people in your skill bracket that are playing the game. Otherwise, it'll go up and down a little bit until it finds a match. But point being, you get to choose who you're up against. If you're having a bad time, and you're getting shit on every game, and you're doing really poorly, you can just leave the game and look for a new match, and maybe you'll get put with people who are worse than you, and you'll have fun again. I don't like that they took that option away. They took the option to stay in a match where it feels fair. They took that away from you to force you into matches where every match now feels stale and the same. I think that's terrible. But that's the way they do it now, and that's why I haven't really touched COD in, at least not COD multiplayer, since Modern Warfare 2019 when I gave it a try, and Cold War when I was playing with my friends. Someone just got a nasty grenade. That was awesome. Battlefield, so far, the skill-based matchmaking that does exist, which I think there is skill-based matchmaking, it doesn't affect the game as much because there's 64 players in a lobby. There's too many people for it to feel stale. You can play whatever class you want. There's 4 different classes in every game since Battlefield Bad Company, I think. Did Bad Company have 4 classes too? I think it did. I think one of the older games, maybe 1942 or 1943, had like 5 classes or something like that. But 4 classes, 4 different playstyles. There's always been a class for people who want to play the game fast. It's always been Assault. There's always been a class for people who want to help their teammates. It's been Support. There's always been a class for people who just want to see spectacles happen, like explosions, vehicles exploding, jets flying everywhere, repairing vehicles, like cinematic moments. That's the Engineer. Like, that's why that's my bread and butter. That's my main class, is Engineer. I just like seeing shit blow up, to be honest. But if that's not for you, and you prefer, like, a slower, more precise, like, you get to choose what combat you participate in, you can play Recon and just snipe the entire game. And choose who you shoot at and who you get shot at by. Otherwise, you can just move. Like, that is, in my opinion, a better system than Call of Duty has ever had with their, like, normal classes. Anyone can use anything. Like, you can use anything in Battlefield, but it's like rock, paper, scissors. Like, you're not going to want to fight someone who's playing as Assault as a Recon. You're going to have a sniper in your hand. And they're going to have an assault rifle or a carbine or whatever. A shotgun, maybe. They're probably going to win at close quarters. So, you move away. You don't let them get close to you. The maps are so big that you don't have to be forced into using a certain weapon. You can pick your range that you want to engage at and just stick to that. And I think that's why it's such a fun game, is because you get to make your own fun. After all that rambling about Call of Duty and the differences between Call of Duty and Battlefield, I think Battlefield 6 is easily the best Battlefield game since Battlefield 4. And that's just from the beta. Who knows? Maybe the launch is going to be terrible. And it's going to be just as bad as 2042's launch was. Personally, I don't see that happening. I think with Battlefield Labs existing now, and with the beta being 2 months out from launch and still being this good, I don't see the launch being that bad. Like, I feel like this game could have a great chance at bringing the franchise back into the public eye and not being a joke. Like, so many people I've seen use 2042 as a joke. And fair enough, it was a joke at launch. But have you played the game since launch? Probably not. If you're making jokes about the game, you probably haven't played it since launch. And that's fine. You don't have to play the game. But I mean, is it fair to keep making fun of the game that you don't play? Depending on how bad the game is, yeah, it's fair. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just complain about things that don't exist anymore in the game. So it's like, you can complain that they were ever problems, but you can't really say, oh, game bad because problem, when the problem doesn't exist anymore. Like, I don't know. I feel like you gotta give it a chance. Anyways, I feel like Battlefield 6 has the capability to right the wrongs that 2042 did. I hope, at least. The game seems extremely solid so far. I like the gunplay, I like the movement, I like the class variety. I do feel like the classes have their own character to them. Especially visually. Like, I mean, could they add some more flavor to the player models to make it a little bit easier to tell? Specifically on... Honestly, I think it's Pax Armada. I think this is an Assault player, but I'm not certain. Actually, no, that's a Support player. You just threw it on a box. Again, it's just like getting used to it. It's not really saying much about, like, oh, they need to make the player models better. I'm sure I'll get used to it and be able to call out who's playing what class, like I could in Battlefield 4. But until then, the classes feel like maybe they could use a little bit of a little bit more flavor to their player models. That's the only thing I have to say about, like, the visuals of the game. Other than that, the game looks phenomenal. Like, it looks gritty, it looks real, but it's not, like, bland. Like, the maps that they have in the game so far are not super colorful. This one is definitely the most colorful in the beta, and it's not bland. Like, there's still color. It feels like the color palette of maybe Battlefield 4. Closer to that color palette, at least. Battlefield 3, you had this, like, blue tint on the screen, which was unique. And honestly, like, once you get used to it, it feels cool that the game has its own, like, visual character. But, you know, blue tint's not for everyone. It's not ideal to have a different color on your screen the whole time you're playing the game. I'd rather just see everything at its true color, but, you know, I mean, it was still, like, the game had its own character. When you think of a blue tint in a video game, you think of Battlefield 3. Like, that's cool, that you can have that identity with just a color effect on the screen. This game, I don't think, has any of that. It's a little bit washed out, like, the colors are not super vibrant, but it feels like it fits the setting. Like, it doesn't feel too bright or anything, which I like. I like the grittiness, but not, like, super hyper gritty for no reason. Like Call of Duty tries to be for a few weeks every time the game launches, and then they start adding ridiculous skins after the third week, and then it just becomes insane again. But at every COD launch, they have, like, pretty grounded skins, up until it looks like Black Ops 7's gonna have some insane skins in the pre-order edition, but whatever, man. I'm tired of skins being ridiculous in video games. I'm glad that this one, so far, is gritty and real, and I really, really hope that they don't do the thing that they could do to make more money, and make skins flashy, and, I mean, they don't have to do, like, brand deals with, like, Nicki Minaj. I guess, like, one of the developers of the game said that they weren't gonna do that, which is cool. That's awesome, that they're not gonna put celebrities in the game, hopefully. But my point is, they can still have goofy skins and it not be like a celebrity. They can have stupid-looking, brightly colored neon things, and then they can be like, well, we told you we weren't gonna have Nicki Minaj in the game. I think there's gonna be a lot of backlash if they do that. Like, more backlash than 2042 had at launch. I would hate to see that happen. I hope they keep it realistic and gritty, and I hope they keep it how it is now, where every class has its own distinct look about them, which I just need to get used to, I think. Like, I need to get used to the way that every class looks, so that I can identify classes properly. Right now, it kind of all feels samey. I know that's a recon. 100% I know that's a recon. They did a good job on this skin. Like, you can tell. I mean, a ghillie suit is, like, super easy to tell it's recon. I think the nods also help, like the night vision goggles. I think support has a decent look on the other team. Like, you look weighty. On Pax Armada, though, you kind of look light for a support. Like, lightly armored. Your player model looks smaller for someone who's playing support, in my opinion. But I think the NATO skins are really good. And I think the Pax Armada Recon skin is really good. So I really hope that they keep with the theming of the skins. And I really hope that the only cosmetics that they do add to the shop, which, I mean, they're gonna have a shop. It's a game in today's economy. It has to have an item shop. Sadly. I don't like that, but sadly that's the way it is. I really hope the skins they put in the shop are grounded, gritty, realistic. They don't have, like, stupid neon colors. They're not glow-in-the-dark. Like, I just want the skins to look like soldiers. They can be different camo patterns, that's fine. The camo patterns don't even have to be realistic to real life. Like, they don't have to be, like, the copywritten pattern that the military uses. I don't care. Make it, like, make it random, like, pixel camo. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a pattern that soldiers would actually wear. I just want it to be a pattern that doesn't look obnoxious. Like, I don't need neon pink on my soldier. I don't need, like, random embers burning on my outfit. I don't need random particle effects coming off of every soldier, like in Call of Duty. Like, I just want the game to look real. So I really, really hope they keep it real, and they don't get greedy with, like, how people really like flashy skins. And I hope they don't go for that market of players who would rather spend money on cosmetics than spend money on a gameplay experience. The LMGs in this game are really good. At least this LMG is really good. The other one feels like they probably balanced it incorrectly. It's got a much slower fire rate and less damage per shot, which is backwards, but, you know, they've got months to tweak weapons. They've got plenty of time to fix little nitpicky things like that with, like, weapon balancing. Like, really, I don't know, it seems like it's just, like, changing numbers, so I don't know how it could take longer than a few months to fix. I'm hopeful that all of the weapons are going to be balanced a little bit better at launch. I don't think they're, like, broken or anything. I see a lot of people using a few guns, and not a whole lot of people using... Like, I saw one in the kill feed there, someone's using the EBR. I've heard people complaining about the EBR, that it doesn't feel good in any situation, which I can agree with, but I also don't really like DMRs in Battlefield to begin with. I think DMRs are always kind of like a weaker choice. I'd rather just use a sniper than a DMR. But, you know, there's a group of people who like DMRs, and that's cool. I think the EBR is a little bit weak, probably. It's got a lot of recoil compared to DMRs from Battlefield 4. Like, I know I did use the SVD. I think that was the DMR. Or no. No, it was, was it the SVD? I don't know. There was some DMR in Battlefield 4 that I used quite a bit of. And it was good. It felt nice to use, felt rewarding. I think the EBR would feel really rewarding if it did... I think it should still be a 3-hit kill, but maybe like 40 damage a hit instead of 35. So it feels a little bit punchier. Like, if it did a little bit more damage with the slow fire rate and high recoil that it has. I think the LMG that's currently in the game, the other LMG, the... What is it, KTS 100 or KT 100? It's the UTS 100, or U100, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. The U100 from Battlefield 4. It's that LMG, but in Battlefield 6. It's got a slow fire rate compared to this gun. The, what is this, the L116 or something? It's got a slower fire rate and less damage, oddly. So it doesn't feel rewarding to use. Oh wow. 20 and 11, not bad. Yeah, I think the weapons could be tweaked a little bit to make them feel a little bit more unique, or make a little bit of make the weaker ones feel stronger, so that there's a weapon pool that it doesn't really matter what you pick, you're always going to pick a decent gun, because every gun in the game would be decent. That's the ideal situation, is that you can pick anything and perform well with it. So weapon balancing could get a little bit better, in my opinion. That's like the only thing that's kinda not perfect right now. Otherwise, like the gadget balancing, I mean the grenade launcher thermobaric specifically feels a little bit strong, but I think it's fine how it is. I would prefer if they reworked it to do less total damage and last a little bit longer, with more of like a concussion effect than it has currently. I mean, right now it makes it so I think you can't ADS, which I disagree with that. Maybe makes you a little bit shakier since you're like burning, you're in pain, but like maybe give you a little bit more recoil. That would be kind of interesting. Like, more recoil, but doesn't do as much damage, maybe. That might be good. I know people don't like the suppression effect from Battlefield 3, but, I mean, that's another option. I think that would get annoying, though. more recoil is easier to deal with as a player than randomness, like random bullets spread, like in Battlefield 3. So I think that could be touched up. The engineer class feels really strong in Battlefield 6. Like, it, in my opinion, which I'm an engineer main, I don't think they should touch it. I think it's perfect the way it is. But I do understand that maybe people who like playing in vehicles would disagree with me. Maybe they think that the rockets do a little bit too much damage. I'm really hoping that what happens is I'm gonna try out recon. Also, I'll use a sniper. I really hope what happens is the vehicles get a buff, like the gadgets that the vehicles have are better for survivability, so that it doesn't matter that the engineer does, on average, more damage than any other Battlefield game. Like, I want the engineer to be strong, but I also want the vehicles to have a way to deal with that. Like, in every Battlefield game, vehicles get, like, the option to have APS, like active protection, to stop rockets from hitting them. Battlefield 4 had a vehicle mod that made it so that you took less damage from the sides, front, and top, I think. Or maybe the sides, front, and back. It was, like, called, like, protective armor or something. I forget what reactive armor, I think. Which that was cool. I kind of hope they bring that back. Like, a vehicle gadget that just makes it so that your vehicle is tankier. That would be good. Instead of, like, thermal optics or something. Like, that's the trade-off. You can either have, like, thermal optics or better vehicle armor. I think that would be a good solve to rockets doing so much damage. I think that being able to kill a tank in 2 rockets might be a little bit much. But, you know, I love playing engineer. I'm not gonna... Oh, I feel like that should have hit him in the head, but I guess maybe not. I like that the rockets are strong. I play engineer, so that's fun to me. I can see how it might get annoying for vehicle players, though. But I don't know. I think engineer's the perfect class, the way it is. I hope they don't touch it. Recon feels good, too. Like, the thing they added with... each class in this game is going to have a subclass, kind of like Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 4 had, where you had your class pick, and then within your class pick you also had, like, a training path. Like Battlefield 4, I think it was called Specializations, and I'm not really sure what they called it in 5, it might have been Specializations again. But you had, like, your training path of, like, how you wanted to play the game. Battlefield 4, you could have, like, more rockets on engineer, or you can have better suppression resist on, like, sniper, so that you can, you know, aim better and not be as affected by suppression. This game has the different class training trees also. Right now in the beta there's only 1 per class, so it doesn't really... You know, it doesn't really matter in the beta, because you can't choose another training tree, but the sniper, the one that is available in the beta, like the training path that's available in the beta, when you get a headshot, the enemy cannot be revived, which is fair. If an enemy is standing still for long enough, or if you're a good enough shot to kill them, it kind of feels like... It kind of takes away the satisfaction feeling of getting a headshot on an enemy if a medic is nearby to revive them immediately. So, I like that the I like that that exists. Like, if you get a headshot, they can't be revived. That's cool. I'm excited to see what the other tree is for Recon, though, since I don't really like sniping that much. I prefer playing, like, a more, like, information role on Recon. Like, I like spotting and, locking onto vehicles for teammates. I like that style of Recon more than I like the sniping part. So I hope that whatever the other training tree is that they have, more like clandestine, which I think they will, because I think they posted a blog post about the other training path, and they've said that it's more, like a reference to, what did they say, Battlefield 2? Or Bad Company 2? It's like a reference to that, the Spec Ops role in that game. So I'm hoping that that's an interesting class path. And I would probably use that one over the sniper one. Which, the whole, like, headshot thing, that only applies to... I thought he was going to move to the left. I should have just taken a little bit longer to aim. The whole headshot thing only applies to this tree. I think I said that, but I'll say it again. Must have moved. So I will probably be using the other tree and just forget about the whole headshot kills thing. I think they brought back the sweet spot for sniper kills. So, like, in Battlefield 1, if an enemy was a certain range from you, you could kill them in one hit. But if they were a little bit closer or a little bit farther than that sweet spot, the sniper wouldn't one-hit them unless you got a headshot. I liked it in Battlefield 1, and I like it in this game, but with being able to put, like, high-zoom scopes or different scopes on any sniper, instead of forcing certain snipers that have a large sweet spot range to not have a scope, like the Martini Henry had a pretty big sweet spot range from what I remember. I mean, the Martini Henry had a sniper variant, but it was either no scope or high zoom scope. Like, there wasn't, like, a medium range scope for the Martini Henry. So it felt like you had to either use it like a long range sniper and kind of give up on that sweet spot range because your scope was a little bit too powerful, or use it like a short range sniper and you were kind of screwed if anyone was too far away from you. Like, it was like rock, paper, scissors with the weapons that you were choosing in Battlefield 1. Whereas in this game, you can kind of throw medium range on any sniper, and the sweet spot range is probably going to vary, I would imagine, based on weapon rather than attachments. So there might be, like, a combo that just feels better to use, which I don't really like when there's a best. I mean, I talked about that earlier with the whole meta thing. Like, there, I didn't get a headshot, but I still killed in one shot. Because the, like, whole sweet spot thing that I was talking about. I don't really like when there's a meta for weapons, so I don't like the idea that the sniper will have a, like, best scope to use. Did I kill him? I don't know if I got that kill. I might have. I heard, like, accolades pop up. So I'm hoping that maybe the sweet spot range is affected by scope, and it doesn't matter as much as I'm thinking it might. All that to say, the sniper feels strong. It feels good. Feels good to hit a headshot. Feels good to actually have, like, a purpose. Like, you get your C4. You get your, like, spotting. That's why I like playing, like, clandestine recon more than sniper recon. I like being sneaky. There's an enemy behind that corner there. This is the wrong spot to be as a sniper, but I wanted to be on the objectives, so. Well, I don't have to worry about him getting revived because I shot him in the head. Like, that's the thing about Battlefield 4 is, like, you shoot an enemy in the head. I liked sniping in Battlefield 4, that's why I say it. You shoot an enemy in the head, they get revived by their teammate. It doesn't feel as rewarding. They can get back up and shoot you in the head now. Like, you never feel like you can look away from the sniper rooftop because you know that they're just either going to get revived or respawn. Which, I mean, they still can respawn. But they posted a blog post about how they're moving the deploy beacon to the assault class. I think that's a great change. I agree with that. I don't think it should be on recon, because you end up with a recon who gets on top of a building, and his deploy beacon is just for him so that he can continue sniping. And I don't like gadgets that feel selfish, unless it's on a class like Assault, where you get a shotgun. Like, that's fine if the class is a little bit selfish and it's, like, meant to be a class to help your team push rather than a class to help your team survive. I think it makes sense on Assault. I don't really think it makes sense to have a sniper class that can constantly respawn outside of the map by himself with absolutely no, like, downside to just not helping the team. Like, I'm not really helping my team right now, but I see that we don't have A, and I'm gonna make sure that the flank to A is safe by killing this sniper. Like, I'm kind of helping the team. I could be sniping at the people on the objective, but I'm keeping this sniper busy. He's not gonna shoot at my teammates when they're trying to push the objective. Like, it feels like I'm still helping. Do I prefer this over playing engineer and destroying a vehicle? No. But I'm gonna give all the classes a try in the beta. Again, sweet spot. It feels less rewarding than getting a headshot, but it's still nice. It's still nice to get that kill. And it helps for people who aren't as good at aiming. I'll try and help my team retake A. That'd be cool. Kind of want to move up, but also am worried. Ooh, I didn't know that was his head. That was nice. I'm worried that I'm going to move up and instantly get shot by someone else. Man, I'm kind of crushing right now with this sniper. Like, I'm not bad at aiming by any means. Sometimes I have my moments of, like, I just can't hit someone for the life of me. Oh, I didn't even realize they were taking B. I totally would have turned around to help if I noticed. I have my moments where I just can't hit anyone for the life of me. But, I like to think that I'm okay at the game, at any class I play. Like, I don't know, I've played Battlefield for long enough to get used to, like, the gameplay of any class. Even though I mostly play engineer. Like there, I mean, I have decent aim sometimes. I'm gonna finish off this game as engineer, I think. Or maybe I'll just keep playing sniper. I mean, I'm doing good. 21-6, pretty good. I could definitely help on the objective more if I was playing as engineer. Maybe I'll just swap guns. Maybe I'll use a DMR instead of a sniper. I think that's what I'll do. I'll swap to DMR. Help a little bit more. I'll go with the SVK. No, I got killed by a sniper over here. I mean, I was definitely missing there. I don't really like this reticle, if I'm being honest. It feels like it gives me more information than I need, and distracts me a little bit. Like, I'm not quite sure where I need to place the reticle to actually hit where I'm aiming. I've never really liked ACOG-type reticles. Okay. That one was just on me. I was aiming to his right. I just don't really like triangle reticles, to be honest. I like dots better. Or like, even a post is preferable. That was bad. I gotta look at the settings and see if I can change the damage number color when I get a headshot. That would be cool. It's a little bit too far. Let me take a look. Maybe you can't change that. Where would it be? The UI breaks a little bit when you are in it when you spawn, so hopefully they get that fixed. Oh, you can throw those really far.
I need a fucking medic!
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's back. Ow. Ow. I just shouldn't have bothered. That's a bad idea.
I need a medic!
Do not think I will get revived here. What would it be in? Graphics? Advanced HUD settings. Dynamic minimap. I prefer that. Where would it be? Is it inaccessibility? I'm not really sure. Just gonna play the game. Thanks. I just feel like I can't really aim when I have a DMR in my hands. Maybe it's just I need to get used to like the bullet velocity. That'd be it. I wanted to revive him, but a little bit too far. Okay. Just gotta take my time. Aim a little bit better. This DMR definitely feels better to use than the EBR. Very slow fire rate, very high recoil, very high damage. Maybe I'll get revived? I'm gonna swap to Engineer for the last little bit. If I don't get revived.
I got you!
Oh, there we go. Alright, if the game doesn't end by the next time I die, I will swap to Engineer. And maybe be able to do something about the tanks. Bad aim. I feel like I shot him in the knee and it still did 50 damage. That's not really... I don't agree with that very much. Does feel very satisfying to use this, though. I think 50 damage to the knee is probably not fair, but not bad. Did we win? We did. That was a good match. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there. Video's getting a bit long. But that was a good few games. I am really hopeful that this game feels at least as good as it does now, with way more content at launch. Like 9 launch maps is pretty good. I think they said 9. I think they also said 40 weapons at launch, which sounds like a lot, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, that'll be it. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon, hopefully. Oh, I stream on Twitch sometimes. Same username as YouTube. Twitch.tv/xdeadlock2ks. So, you can check me out there. I streamed the beta last weekend. I'll probably stream it again this weekend. Thank you, and have a good day.